Okay, so we now know our 2022 NBA Finals matchup. The Golden State Warriors will take on the Boston Celtics in a 7-game series. And in this video, I will be giving you my prediction. Before we get to that, please do me a solid favor. Drop a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Plus, turn on those post notifications. I'll be going live for all of these NBA Finals games starting on Thursday. So you definitely don't want to miss it. On paper, this matchup looks like it's going to be a great one. And I do think this is the best possible NBA Finals matchup we could have gotten, given how talented both these teams are. Let's first start with the Golden State Warriors. This is a team that was on a 2-year NBA Finals hiatus. Remember, the last time they made the finals, they lost to the Raptors in 6 games in 2019. Over the next 2 years, they did have some key injuries, but they were able to get a lot of good young talent in the draft, namely Jordan Poole, who really emerged this season. Obviously, Klay Thompson came back, Stephen Curry returned to form, Draymond Green. This Warriors team, head coached by Steve Kerr, they are the Warriors that have been running a rampage all over the NBA over the last couple of years. And we all thought the dynasty was over, but really it was put on pause because this dynasty has a chance to continue if in fact the Warriors can win the championship. And it's not a huge surprise that the Warriors are here. I mean, Vegas did have the Warriors as one of the title favorites at the start of the season. And I knew the Warriors were going to get here because I did pick the Warriors at the start of the season when I did my full NBA playoff predictions before the season started, and had the Warriors getting out of the West. So I knew this team, if they were to remain healthy, as they did, they were going to be a force to be reckoned with, and they were going to be the best team in the West, as they proved to be. Let's not talk about the Boston Celtics. There was a point this season where a lot of people thought this team was going nowhere, and a lot of experts went out and said that the Boston Celtics should split up the duo of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, which at the time I thought was crazy. I mean, Kendrick Perkins comes to mind as one of those analysts who came out and said that. I knew this was something that you had to be patient with, and it would have been downright stupid to give up on that duo this early. I know they've been together for 5 years, but you got to think, this was a duo in Tatum and Brown that came so close on multiple occasions. In 2018, up 2-0 against LeBron and that Cavs team before the Cavaliers came on back. They had a chance against the Heat in the bubble, and they were due. The Boston Celtics were due, but the type of turnaround this team had was remarkable. They were 20-21 at the midway point of the season, 1 game under 500. So much noise surrounding the future of the duo of this team, but they came together collectively. The Boston Celtics proved to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA for the second half of the season. Tatum and Brown elevated their games. Marcus Smart had a hell of a season, hell of a second half. He won Defensive Player of the Year. You had other key contributions on this team. Al Horford was big for this team. And overall, this Boston Celtics team, extremely well coached by Udoka, getting to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2010. It was a long time coming. And it's just funny because as soon as LeBron James left the East, all of these Eastern Conference teams that were so close finally got to the promised land. I mean, you talk about the Raptors in 2019, you talk about the Heat in 2020, obviously they lost in the finals, you talk about the Bucks in 2021, and now the Boston Celtics have their turn, and we'll see if they can get the job done and win 4 more times and win the championship. So let's get into this matchup and a couple of things that I will be keeping a close eye out for. And we're first going to start with Stephen Curry. This is a guy who has a chance to win his 4th championship, but more importantly, has a chance to finally win an NBA Finals MVP. That's been the one thing that has overshadowed his career, if you will, is his inability to win the NBA Finals MVP. And now, can Stephen Curry be the guy to step up and help his Warriors team win the championship? There's no Kevin Durant, who came up big in those previous NBA Finals wins for the Warriors. Andre Iguodala obviously won the NBA Finals MVP before KD got there. So can Stephen Curry be the guy? Can he have a consistently good series? And let's not forget, the last time he was in the NBA Finals against the Raptors, he didn't look so Stephen Curry-like. So this is a guy in Steph who I think has to be the best player of the series. He has to be the guy. He cannot have off games, and he has to be the Stephen Curry that has looked at times like an MVP frontrunner this season. So which Stephen Curry will we see? Another key thing I want to look out for is Jason Tatum. How is he going to fare for the Boston Celtics? Because he needs to be the best player in this series if the Celtics want to win, in my opinion. Now, it's going to be natural that we're going to see Green on Jason Tatum. But the question is, how much of this are we going to see? Now, Wiggins will likely get the task of guarding Jason Tatum, as he did a great job against Luka Doncic. But if Wiggins does get into foul trouble, Draymond Green is the other most qualified candidate to go toe-to-toe with Jason Tatum. So I want to see how the Golden State Warriors try and stop Jason Tatum, what they're going to throw at him. We're going to see a lot of Wiggins, and we're going to see some Draymond Green on him as well. So how will Tatum respond to that? Another big factor in this one is the Celtics are a much bigger team, and we'll see if that size can disrupt the Golden State Warriors. As you look at the Celtics, they got Al Horford, they got Robert Williams III, assuming he's healthy throughout the entire series. Grant Williams plays big, and if needed, they have Daniel Tice. So Boston can really exploit the size mismatch against the Golden State Warriors. And now there are just some numbers I want to get to for this matchup that are some pretty interesting numbers to look at. But before we get into that, I quickly want to announce that today's video sponsor is MANSCAPED. You could get 20% off plus free shipping with my promo code Luca3 at manscaped.com. That is 20% off plus free shipping with my promo code Luca3 at manscaped.com. Summer is coming, the sun is shining, shirts are off, and your balls are smooth. You heard that right, fellas. Your friends at Manscaped are here to make sure your beach balls are as smooth as Floridian sand. In summer, you want to kill some cold beers and barbecues, not kill the vibe with pubes peeking out of your swim trunks. That's why Manscaped has the Performance Package 4.0 to keep the part in your pants looking crisp and refreshing all summer long. Dive headfirst into summer by joining the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and get ready for Hawkeye summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping. That's 20% off plus free shipping with my promo code Luca3. Enjoy your summer with Manscaped. So the Boston Celtics actually dominated their last couple of matchups against the Golden State Warriors. They're actually 6-1 against the Warriors over their last 7. Now, I know a lot has changed over the course of these matchups, considering that these teams only play each other twice during the regular season. But the Boston Celtics, whether it was with KD on the Warriors, whether they had Kyrie Irving, this is a Celtics team that always seemed to have the Warriors' number. So that is big to note here. Also, let's look at a number that is very big for the Warriors. The Warriors are 8-0 when leading after the third quarter. Over their 16 games, they've outscored their opponents by 25.4 points per 100 possessions in the fourth quarter. That's the best mark for any team in any quarter of these playoffs. But the Boston Celtics also have a polarizing stat after 3 quarters themselves. The Boston Celtics are 10-1 when leading after the third quarter and are 2-5 when trailing after the third quarter. So the third quarter could make or break this series for both teams, as they got some pretty good records going into the fourth when they have that lead. So who do I have winning this series? Honestly, I've been back and forth on this one a ton. The Boston Celtics are a very good team. And for those of you that know me, I'm a diehard Raptors fan, but I cannot ignore what the Celtics have done. And I would not be surprised if the Boston Celtics go on to win the 7-game series. You look at the Golden State Warriors, this is a team that they too have been impressive all season long. So again, these are two of the best teams this season. They have done it all season long. I mean, the Celtics have done it for the second half of the season, but the Celtics have been very dominant throughout the second half in the playoffs, and the Warriors the same. I mean, the Warriors, they have not really been tested in the playoffs. So what is going to happen here? I think this is going to come down to home court advantage. And for those of you wondering, why do the Warriors have home court advantage as they're the 3rd seed and Boston is the 2nd seed? Well, it's because the Warriors had a better regular season record. So the Warriors are going to have home court advantage in these NBA Finals, which is going to be huge because the Warriors are unbeaten at Chase Center these playoffs. And I think it's going to come down to that. I think Stephen Curry's going to have himself a great NBA Finals. I think he finally will win that NBA Finals MVP. I think Klay Thompson's going to chip in. I know he's had a very rocky NBA postseason, but I think he will come to play. This is going to be a highly defensive battle. I expect a couple low-scoring games even, but I think this is going to come down to home court advantage, like I said. And in that case, I'm going with the Golden State Warriors in 7. I'm going to give them the slight edge here. This is going to be a great series, but I will give the advantage to the Warriors as they will win another championship, extending this dynasty. Curry will get his 4th championship, and the Celtics will come oh so close to getting it done. I'm going on record now. Give me the Warriors in 7. They will beat the Boston Celtics. What is your prediction? Let me know in the comment section down below. Again, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, plus turn on those post notifications. Let's get to 27K with this upload. And yeah, let me know what your expectations are for these NBA Finals. That's it for me. This is Luca Rosano signing off. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again in the next video.